Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Desiree, and in today's video I'm gonna take you along into my top list of eco-friendly and sustainable baby essentials. Very minimalistic. I don't think you need a lot, and you definitely don't need all the things that people tell you need. So I do want to start by saying that as well, everything that I share in this video, you do not need to get this, of course. Just look into what works for you, what works for your family, what you think you'll need postpartum, what you think you'll like to use during your pregnancy, and just go off of that. So definitely don't take this too serious, and definitely don't think you need all of these things. I'll just give some suggestions and yeah, show you what I'll be using. So for those of you who don't know, we are currently in the Netherlands. We're staying with my mom here so that we can give birth here. And then once baby gets here after a little bit, we do want to leave again and move away to, we used to live in Madeira. Maybe we'll go back, maybe we'll go somewhere else. We'll see. But that's a big reason why we're not buying a lot of stuff either, because everything you buy, you'll have to take with you or sell. So I think that would be a shame. So yeah, we really just narrowed it down to the basics and to the essentials. So here are my top tips. So I've actually turned this into 3 different categories. One really mainly for the baby, one for the mama, and one for courses and books that I recommend. So let's dive into the baby stuff first. For starters, we decided for our family, it would be best to get a ring sling or a baby carrier. We'll use that a lot. We are often on the road. We love walking around. We take Kobe everywhere. And for me, this seems like the most ideal and easy way to carry the baby, just to have the baby near you all the time. So that's why we decided to go for that. We did also consider getting a stroller. We thought about it a lot, and in the end my mom ended up gifting us a beautiful stroller, so we're very happy. We also have that. But yeah, I definitely will be using the ring slings and the carriers a lot too. We did also get a car seat, of course. This is going to be ideal for when we drive around and when we leave, again, to move away from the Netherlands. So we did need that. And then to get into the more fun stuff that you can touch, that you can see your baby wearing maybe at some point. So let me show you. For starters, I want to talk about this sleeping bag. Ended up choosing this one. This is a Pukka baby sleeping bag. And this is one where their full body is inside of the sleeping bag. So their arms will be in, will be like a very nice swaddle. And this is what our postpartum care doula also recommended. I also got this really cute one. My mom got this for us as well. And this has all kinds of cute details on there. But yeah, a sleeping bag I think is essential. Yeah, we really like these ones. Now, next on my list are these cute cloth diapers. They are so beautiful. They're so soft. We have about 40 of these. They recommend getting around 40 so that you can switch between the diapers very often. Of course, in the beginning, your baby is gonna need a lot of diaper changes. And we are using the brand Grovia. And these are the butter ones, but I also have the regular ones, not the butter ones, but these are really nice and soft and I love them. And yeah, they're just so beautiful, and they're going to be really easy to use. Let me show you. So you just open them, and then you can get the inserts and remove them as well, so you can wash them separately or as a full diaper. So I do still need to wash these for the first wash before we can use them. Yeah, really happy with these. I'll show you the rest of them as well. But I love the softness, the fabric, and the color of these. I think these are going to be perfect. Now, of course, you do need something to put these cloth diapers in at home when you're changing your baby, but also on the road. So we did get a bunch of these diaper bags, these wet bags. These are just small ones for the road, so they're just very tiny. You can put 1 or 2 diapers in there. And then this one's for at home, a nice big one that we can put all the dirty diapers into. And then every other day you can wash the diapers, and yeah, but this is great. This is gonna keep any scents out, any leakage or whatever. If you're on the road, these are gonna be perfect. And then really finally for our baby, I think the thing that's very important is to have a bunch of these muslin cloths. And yeah, we have a bunch more of these and you're going to be using them for everything, for feeding, to have them, to have these on your shoulder while you're feeding or nearby, for spillage, for anything you can think of. These are gonna come in super handy. So we definitely recommend getting a bunch of these muslin cloths. Now, really, when it comes to baby, this is all of our things that we got so far. We're not getting a bed or a crib for next to our bed or in a separate room. We decided that for us and for our family, it's gonna work best to sleep with the baby in the bed. It's gonna make feeding, breastfeeding a lot easier. You don't have to get up as often. And yeah, you can stay close to your baby, which is something that I really look forward to and I really want. That's the way we're gonna be doing it. I actually can recommend a book if you're thinking about co-sleeping with your child, but you're not sure yet and you feel a little unsure about it, then definitely look into this book right here by James McKenna. It's a very good book that talks about all the great ways that you can make sleeping safe with your baby. Now, next category is mama. And these are all the things that I recommend to have as a pregnant mama or a mama going into labor. So first and foremost, what I'm gonna be doing is giving birth at home. We still need to get the birthing top. We will be ordering that one today. So I'm very excited about that. But if you are gonna consider giving birth in a bathtub, then I recommend getting this magnesium salt. You really want to put this into the water while you're going to be giving birth. This really helps to maintain the levels in your body. So that's great. Great recommendation here. And I got this recommended from our midwife and postpartum care doula. And then next up, you might have already seen it here behind me. Kobe is currently sleeping on it. But this is my pregnancy pillow. And I could not have gone without this thing throughout the pregnancy for the past 8 months already. This has been my friend. And I really enjoy sleeping with this because you cannot sleep on your back during pregnancy. So I tend to put this behind my back so that I don't roll over onto my back while I'm sleeping. Or you can place this between the legs for a little bit of a lifted feeling, which helps, of course, release pressure off of the belly. So cannot do without this. Absolutely recommend. And you can also use this same one for when baby's already here as support for when you're breastfeeding. So this is a great 2-in-1 tip that I definitely want to share. When it comes to drinks, I cannot get enough of red raspberry leaf tea. It tastes wonderful and it's nice that it doesn't have caffeine, so you can drink it as much as you want, although I wouldn't go overboard with it. But yeah, definitely recommend. There are a couple of brands out there that make healthy, organic, vegan versions of it without any added stuff to it. There's this one from Traditional Medicinals, and this is the organic raspberry leaf one. And then I also really love to use this one. This is from a Dutch brand. And yeah, I've been mainly using this one actually. Really enjoy that. Now, this is a tip that I'm going to share already. It's also for postpartum, but it can start already during pregnancy. Your breasts are going to start making breast milk and there might be some leakage already. So if that happens, you can already have these handy dandy things on hand to put in your bra. So let me just show you what these are. These are organic, bamboo, and cotton, the little pads. And then you can use them in your bra and they're going to be very useful postpartum, especially if you're considering breastfeeding. Now, my next tip is one that I really enjoy so much, and it's using a belly oil to rub onto your belly throughout the whole pregnancy and even postpartum. I've been using this Mother's Special blend and I really love it. I've already gone through like 3 or 4 of these bottles and I will continue to use them postpartum as well. But my belly feels great. It feels really nourished and you can avoid getting stretch marks with it. Not everyone can avoid, some people just get them anyways, but yeah, it doesn't hurt to try. And yeah, I usually put that on and apply it at least once a day, typically 2 or 3 times a day. So that's a really nice way for you to nourish yourself and your body during this beautiful time of your life. Then I do want to get into a couple of vitamins that I use. I use a couple of vitamins in general that are not necessarily now for pregnancy, but I do want to give you a look at some of the ones that I use, especially for pregnancy. I always, of course, take B12 as a vegan. I think that's very important. And then I've been using this prenatal ones daily by Garden of Life. This is their organics line, and I really love all the supplements that they have in their organics line. At least the vegan ones that I've tried, really enjoyed those. So this is definitely a recommendation and something that I use every single day. And then I also take an omega-3, a vegan version, every single day. Folic acid, very, very important already if you want to get pregnant. If you're not pregnant yet and you're watching this, if you want to get pregnant, this is an absolute must. Get your folic acid in. You can also make sure you drink a lot of smoothies that includes a bunch of greens, spinach and kale and all that, to make sure you get enough folic acid in, but it cannot hurt to take a little extra. And then finally, extra iron, because you do need that, especially towards the end of the pregnancy. You'll need a little more iron, so I do take this as an extra supplement. I make sure I eat really healthy and well in general already, so I do get most of my vitamins from the food that I eat. So these are the ones that I use. Always make sure to look for a vegan version of everything that goes hand in hand and is in alignment with the way I live my life. Before I forget, of course, the birthing ball. So this one is going to be great for labor, and I have a bunch of things that you can do on this birthing ball that I show in this masterclass that I recorded, and there will be a bunch of photos that you can look at for reference as well in the book eventually. But yeah, for now it's not finished yet. But yeah, definitely look into whatever you can do with this birthing ball, but this will be amazing for labor. And then finally, my final category is books and courses. I think this is a really nice way that you can prepare yourself for when baby gets here. I have been doing so much research throughout these 8 months already, but also before, in the years leading up to becoming pregnant, because I already knew that we would have a child at some point, or at least we had the desire to have a baby. So I've been researching like crazy, and all my findings I've been writing down. I'm writing a book currently. It's going to be filled with knowledge and wisdom and everything that I've discovered throughout my journey. And I think that can help a lot of women. There's a lot of stuff in there that women just don't know, that I know will make their pregnancy and their labor so much easier, that will make them feel empowered to make decisions based on facts. And yeah, I cannot wait for that book to be finished. I've been filming a lot for that. We've been filming some postures for labor with your partner, which is super exciting. This is a way that your partner can help and support you. And this is stuff that you can practice beforehand, so your partner can really get involved. And then we've also been taking a bunch of photos for the book that show different postures that you can do during each stage of labor. So I think that's going to be very useful for people that are planning on giving a very natural birth, because you know that the birthing position that people take on these days in the hospital settings, laying down on their back with their legs spread wide, is really not optimal and not ideal to give birth. It really kind of closes the body in a moment where you want to open the pelvis. But yeah, I go very much in depth about that in my book, so definitely recommend wait for that. I'm hoping that will come out very soon, but I'm not sure when baby comes. I am gonna take time to rest and to bond with her, so we'll see when the book comes out. But this is definitely something that I've been working on that I'm super proud of. Maybe the thing that I'm most proud of that I've ever created, like a project based. So I'm very happy for that. So definitely be on the lookout for when that comes out. But besides that, I think it's important you can do other courses, making sure that the baby comes into the right position. I have some videos on that as well for yoga classes, but you can do things like spinning babies, looking into that, or different courses. You can take a general pregnancy course. I've done a bunch of those. You can look into hypnobirthing if that's something that's interesting to you. I've seen that on Spotify there are actually a bunch of playlists with hypnobirthing stuff on there, so maybe just look into that first, and if that aligns with you, you can also invest into a course. Now, I did also take 2 courses on breastfeeding. I took a private course, which was lovely. I had a lactation consultant come to our house and she explained everything to me, and that was wonderful. It was a 4-hour course and I really loved that. And then I'm also taking an online group course with a Lash League, and yeah, they explain everything as well there. So that's a really big recommendation. If you're interested in breastfeeding and you want to take a super affordable course, definitely have a look at your local Lash League website. There is an international one, there is one here in the Netherlands, and they do courses that are super affordable. It might be near you, or you can do an online one. And then finally, I do want to give you my recommendations for books that I really love, that I've loved reading throughout my pregnancy, that I think are going to be super helpful and hopefully to you as well. So this one I'm still currently reading. The rest I've already read. But this one is called Gentle Birth, Gentle Mothering. Super interesting, loving this one so far. Then my next one, this one cannot miss. It's Orgasmic Birth. There is so much knowledge in here. If you're considering doing a natural birth and you want to feel empowered to do it, definitely read this. It's just such an eye-opener to see what is possible, and that birth does not have to be painful, but that it can be empowering and fun and feel good. So definitely recommendation, this one. Now, these next 2 are going to be a little controversial, and by showing these, I'm not expressing any opinion or anything. I'm just someone that has to research everything and yeah, have a look for myself. I never take someone else's word for anything. I always do my own research. I don't do things because they're the status quo or because everyone is doing them. I really like to use my own brain and make sure that I give things a lot of thought. So these subjects are controversial, but I do think they are important to look into whatever you end up deciding. This one is about 50 human studies that indicate extreme risk for prenatal ultrasound. So yeah, definitely recommend this. So one of the things that Mo and I have decided is that we do not want to do the ultrasounds and all the heartbeat checking with a Doppler device, because these give off so many sound waves and it's actually not been proven that it is safe to do for your baby. We only did the 20-week ultrasound, which I'm okay with that we did that, but I'm not interested in doing any more. We've been kind of pushed by midwives to do more, and we also ended up looking for a different midwife that is more in alignment with us and our vision, and yeah, more holistic and natural. So whatever you decide, if you want to do all of the ultrasounds or if you want to do none, or maybe you just want to do one, I just want you to feel empowered to make the decisions for yourself and not just go along with what everyone else is doing because it's just done like that. Just think for yourself and be critical and see whatever you come up with. And then this one is even more controversial, but a big thing to talk about as well, which is whether or not you're going to vaccinate your children. And I know there are 2 big sides. There are the people that are super pro, and then there are people that are super anti-vax. I don't consider myself either one of them. I'm definitely not anti-vax, but I'm definitely not pro-vaccinations either. I think it's important to consider each and every vaccine and look at all the diseases for yourself and see and research whether or not they're going to be something that you want to inject into your baby. So not saying anything here. Whatever you decide, you have to decide for yourself. You can choose to do all of the vaccines. You can choose to do none of them. You can choose to do a few. It really is up to you. But I just want to, again, empower you and encourage you to look into things. In my book that I'm currently writing, I have a whole chapter dedicated to this with a bunch of facts. I've gone over all the official FDA inserts from the vaccines that they use in the US, as well as the inserts from the vaccines that they use here in the Netherlands. Really looking into everything, seeing the side effects, watching the risks, seeing what happened during the clinical trials, what happened post release of the vaccines. And yeah, there's just so much interesting stuff to look into, and I just think it's very important to keep an open mind. Don't be biased. Go into this research and see for yourself and decide for yourself. One thing is not better than the other. If you decide that you want to get all the vaccines, I'm very happy for you. You should do that. Definitely go with what feels good with your gut. If you feel like after doing the research you want none of them, also great, but just spend time looking into everything. Don't just do it because it's done like that. So yeah, one of the books that I can recommend if you can read in Dutch is Vaccinaties doorgeprikt. And yeah, there's a lot of very good knowledge in here already. But in my book, I go through many more resources where you can find more information as well. This is always a very sensitive subject to talk about, but it's definitely an important one, I think. So in my opinion, if you're already going in with a predetermined idea of, yes, I have to do all the vaccines, obviously, but you don't look into it, or if you're on the other side, like, no, I'm anti-vax, I'm just not doing anything either, and you don't look into it, I think both of these parties and both of these set of parents have their head in the sand, and I think you need to research first before you can make such a big decision. So whatever you end up choosing after doing the research, that's good, and then you're empowered. But don't just choose because you have a predetermined idea about something. Now on to gentle parenting books. This one I love so much. It's called the Gentle Parenting book, and it goes into so many things, into so much detail, and yeah, definitely recommend getting this one. I have a few more here that I'm not going to go into too much right now, but this last one I do want to share because this has been my favorite for many years. I've read this so many years ago and I still really love the knowledge that's in here. It's called How Children Learn by John Holt, and it just gives you a really nice perspective on how we interact with children. So definitely recommend this. I also have several pregnancy meditations and visualizations that you can listen to for free on Insight Timer, so check those out as well. So thank you so much for being here with me, for watching this video until the end. I hope you have some new ideas and some inspiration for more minimal, eco-friendly and sustainable baby essentials. As I said in the beginning, you don't need to get all this stuff. I'm not really someone that loves getting a lot of stuff. I prefer to get as little as possible. You know, we live in a world where there's next day delivery, so if you do end up needing something, it will be in your home very soon. Having said that, I want to thank you very much for joining me for this video. Make sure you give a thumbs up and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your tips. If you have any more eco-friendly and sustainable minimalistic tips, make sure to leave them in the comment. We can create this community together and we can help each other out and uplift each other. And then I will see you in the next video.